Crocs outside, and we got this week good evening. Come on, I ride off of people's energy, and I don't want to bore you guys. So good evening one more time.
Good evening.
Well, I'm not going to bore anyone. I'll take about a couple of minutes. But my name is Quest Moffat. I'm from Project United Knowledge, and I run a local venture builder and a startup studio in town. Before I go forward, does anyone know what a venture builder, a startup studio, or an incubator, or an accelerator is?
Yes.
Thank you. That makes my life a little bit easier. I don't have to explain that. Well, what we do at Project United Knowledge, we help underestimated individuals and founders of color and women and the LGBT audience that has an interesting idea or a product that flows around the agriculture world, the healthcare industry, the education industry, the financial world, and the beauty world. And then we're pretty agnostic after that, which means we'll do pretty much any type of idea. We really like brick and mortar ideas, your main street businesses, but best of all, we love these things called venture-backed businesses. Anything that can scale times 5 or 10 with the use of a little bit of technology. Similar to what the fellows before I got up here and started talking about. And after that, we run you through a rapid, accelerated course where you learn about who you are as a founder, what kind of skills you want from your co-founder, your personality trait, your management. Then we take a deep dive and we go into product fit, your customer fit. We spend about 4 to 6 weeks on finances and the financial projections and the financial modeling of your company. Then we go into working with mentors and advisors that we provide for you. And then you work inside of our startup studio located inside of Plexpot, which is the old Westport Middle School. And then they have about 4 locations that you can work in. Then after that, we pair everything into a story and we help you raise money. So does anyone, or has anyone ever heard of Digital Sandbox or Launch KC? We got one hand in here. So Digital Sandbox gives you $25,000 or free money. If you mess up, don't have to pay taxes on it. If you screw it up and you fail, you don't have to pay it back. Launch KC, during this great time, I urge everyone to go and see the cool companies that are going through Launch KC. Their award ceremony is this Friday. They give you $50,000 free and free co-working. And then there's cool companies like the Lean Lab. They give you $8,000 and then $35,000. Then there's companies like Scale Up and Pipeline and a whole host of other companies. Basically, we've helped out over 1,100 entrepreneurs. We've helped 45 of those entrepreneurs seek over $2 million, and we have found matching for it. Some of our companies are now in acquisition. They're being sold off as little as a $15,000 investment, and they're doing a multi-million-dollar acquisition. And this company has no customers, no profit, and no revenue. And they're being sold for a couple million. So we've helped everyone get upwards of $2.5 million, raise money, and our ultimate goal is to help everyone in this room that has any type of a business idea, whether it's a brick and mortar, a main street, I don't care if it's a barbershop. There's a way to innovate. There's a way to do a barbershop in an innovative way to make someone actually invest into it. And then just to echo off of the gentleman that was talking about the Du Bois Center, I program in about 7 different languages. I wouldn't be in the position possible what I do today if it wasn't for early stage mentors, apprentices in the industry, and people like Burton over here that have a strong background in IT help desk support, network infrastructure, network architecture. I mean, some of these people make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, if not millions, for knowing how to hook in a RJ45 cable or a Cat6 cable. I'm saying that in the correct way. On the other side, what they were also saying at the Bowie Center, if you could grab a Cisco certified network administration certification, it is worth roughly 70 grand. I hold the top echelon certification that you can get from Cisco, which is a CCIE or a CISSP. If I was on the open market, it's high 3s. You need about 2 years in the industry to grab one, but I encourage everyone in here to grab one. And then the one last thing, if anyone can tell me this, there's more women in here. If anyone can answer this fun question, I might give some cash for this, but I think everyone in here will get it wrong. How many black individuals from 2012 to currently right now do you think has raised more than $1 million in equity? when we only get 0.1% of the $65 billion out of this in venture capital money? And then the next question after that is how many women do you think have ever raised $1 million that are black?
We raised it in a day. Are you talking about an individual woman or a woman's organization?
Women's companies, women organizations,
Well,
women
we
owned
raised
anything.
$1.1 million in one day, 2 weeks ago.
Was it from a venture firm?
No, it was the members of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. We raised $1.1 million in one day.
So that's
to give
great.
to HBCUs.
I find, and that is very awesome. But what I'm talking about is venture capital money. And usually what happens in that world is I give you $1.5 million for 5% of your company, and then someone else gives you another $5 million, and someone else. So to this date, 26 black women in America have raised $1 million, and that's it, since 2012. Total for the black community, it's 86 individuals. The Hispanic community is roughly 24. People of color in America get 0.1% or $600 million. So we urge everyone to try and come into this world and take advantage of it, because we are not in the technology world. We're not in the startup world. We got a lot of small businesses. We got a lot of brick and mortar businesses. But this is a world where $60 billion goes in the trash can every single year, but none of it really goes to black men, black women, or brown faces. So we want to change that. You have a lot of organizations and resources. Urge everyone to start taking advantage of those. And you literally have a bunch of white men and white women standing there saying, I would love to put money into a black-owned business, but I can't find it. So if anyone has a really cool business, start knocking on Digital Sandbox, Launch KC, Lean Lab, Scale Up, KC SourceLink's front door, and saying, I would love to get funding and money. Other than that, I don't know who's speaking after me. Mr. Carlos, wherever he went.
This program is sponsored